the music comes from the soul and the inspiration. No. To be honest, it's really hard when people ask us to, say a few words about what you do and like the genre you make, because I feel like we all have several different influences, and like our influences, like individually, are all over the place. When we put them together, it's even crazier. So we end up doing a little bit of punk because I feel like we all have that angsty about ourselves. But we also are influenced by classic rock. Some of us are very influenced by pop music. So we like a lot of music, and when we make music, we don't sit down and try to make something. We just go from what we feel making. So sometimes it's hard to put a label on it.
This is Rob Ruckus.
Hey, this is Kate Clover.
Hey guys, it's Nick Collins here from The Effect and Better Strangers.
Hi, my name is Madeline Rose.
Hey, it's Ben McKelvey.
It's Tim Howard here from Mike and the Mechanics.
Hello, I'm Amanda Lehman.
I'm Billy Harvey.
What's going on, everybody? I'm Casey Sampson from the band Twist Stop.
Hey, it's Tony from Fastball.
Hello, everybody. My name is Isaiah Mitchell.
Hey guys, it's Matt here from the White Lakes.
You're listening to Almost Famous Magazine.
Come join us for this interview. Check it out, Almost Famous Magazine.
Hey everyone, welcome back to The Hang right here on Almost Famous Magazine. If you have not joined us before and this is your first time checking us out, please do us a favor, subscribe, share this. If you have come back, thank you for joining us once again. Please, everything you do to help support the channel is appreciated. Today, we're hanging with Roxx, Devin, Jacob, and Chris of Roxx Revolt and the Velvets. They recently relocated to Nashville. We're going to hear that story. They have a new single that came out recently, Time Is Your Enemy. I'm excited to have them. Everybody, welcome to The Hang. Thanks for joining me today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's remember to hold the mic up. All right, let's start at the beginning. Tell everybody, how did the band come together? What's the band story?
Well, it's actually, we can do the long story short though. We met each other around 2018, actually. Jake and I met at an open microphone, kind of approached him. He was playing with his band. What was the name of the band?
I think it's called Sawdust or something. It was like a cover band kind of thing. Just shit.
Yeah. Can we curse? No.
You can say whatever you want. It's the internet.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. Freedom. So yeah, he was playing. He's always been very, very tall, so he was like standing out in the back, and I was like, "Wow, it's pretty good." We kind of became friends from that day. Started getting together to practice. By then, we have a different bassist and we have a different drummer. And then one day, the drummer was in too many bands and too many projects. I feel like there's a drummer problem, and you can.
I think me and Chris knew each other since high school. We went to high school together. Literally grew up down the street. And you were what? Okay.
Yeah, so we had the same like best friends growing up, like when I was like 4 and he's like 10 or whatever. So I'd be at this kid's house and Jake just happened to be at the other dude's house. So we always knew of each other. And then, yeah, high school together. And I joined the cover band he was talking about for like 2 shows. And then he ghosted my ass, which is fine.
He was really bad.
I was really bad. So that's how we all met.
He was terrible. So he got in because there was no one else. Like every other drummer was like worst. And then we made like a decision all together, and then he got in by luck. But he got really good, actually. He's really good now. And then our bassist decided to, after like 1 year with Chris, he decided to, get married and have a family and just give up on like being in the band. It was too much work for him. And then we did auditions, and that's how Devin came to be.
Hello.
Devin's very shy, so.
Part of Devin's auditions was to literally see how much shit he could take. So like we all kind of like shit talk with each other. So we were like, oh, if he can like take it and like dish it back, then that's a good sign. And he did it flawlessly. You're beautiful at that. He's a good shit talker and a good bassist too.
Well, now did he know the bass and came to the audition, or was he like the qualification was if he can take the shit talking, he can learn the bass?
No. We showed him the songs, and he showed up, and he was practice. It was good. But then we started messing with him, like poke him around and see if it was going to be good. And he was actually really good. He backfired real quick and very, yeah.
Oh, so he gives it back. He just doesn't
Yeah,
take all the harassment; he gives it back.
he gives it back. He adds up to it.
Oh, excellent, excellent. So you got together in about 2018. You went through some changes, and you were in Florida. Now you're in Nashville. What's the story of deciding to leave Florida and go to Nashville?
I think it's been in the back of our heads for a long time, though, that we wanted to go to a bigger city. Because Florida is great. There's a good scene over there. But I feel like at some point, every band has to leave their town and measure against a bigger city in a different crowd that is not your friends and your family, too. So it was kind of a challenge. And also, we decided that we were deciding between two cities. We came here on a show. We were touring. We came here for a show, and we kind of fell in love with Nashville right away. And the opportunity was there, so it was kind of easy to do the move.
At first, we were originally thinking of LA, and we were pretty headstrong in LA for a while. Played a show out there, and then I think we played our show on like a Thursday. The next day, Friday night, we were trying to find any show in LA to go to, like $10 rock show. Couldn't find it at all, so we were like, "Fuck that, we'll go to Nashville." And now we absolutely love it here.
What is it that you love about Nashville?
I feel like there's a lot of diversity with people, not only like different types of music in an underground scene, but also people is very different. Everybody comes from different places. And it's similar to a melting pot like in Florida, but over here, everybody's so focused on making music and making art that it's actually very inspiring.
It also feels like there's not really an ego in the music scene here, which is nice. Like everybody's out to help each other. It doesn't necessarily matter how big or how small you are, as long as you're good at what you do and you're enjoyable. Awesome. The food's fire, and you're just fun to be around. People will help you out. Plus, like, what pisses me off when people are like, "Dude, why'd you go to Nashville? It's only country." I'm like, man, shut up. Like, no, it's not. There is a lot of country though, and it's actually really good.
Wait, you're not a country band?
No.
Sometimes. Oh, I thought for sure you were a country
You'd be
band.
surprised. You'd be surprised. There's definitely country influence, but nah, not a country band.
So let's for those who are watching who've not heard you, right? You've got about 5 or 6 songs out, I think, on YouTube that I saw. Describe your music, and where does the music come from? Like, give people, like, when you have to tell people what it is you're doing and what it sounds like.
The music comes from the soul and the inspiration. No. To be honest, it's really hard when people ask us to, say a few words about what you do and like the genre you make, because I feel like we all have several different influences, and like our influences, like individually, are all over the place. When we put them together, it's even crazier. So we end up doing a little bit of punk because I feel like we all have that angsty about ourselves. But we also are influenced by classic rock. Some of us are very influenced by pop music. So we like a lot of music, and when we make music, we don't sit down and try to make something. We just go from what we feel making, So sometimes it's hard to put a label on it. But if you listen, what do you think it is, though?
Oh, I was leaning toward punk. I was leaning toward punk. I was leaning. Definitely, you've got the punk there, and I can tell for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
Like the
other influences, though. I mean, let me ask you this then. And I know who's the one who has the pop influence. Who's got the pop influence in the band? Is he a Taylor Swift fan? Is that where he gets that from?
Taylor Swift got some bangers. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, she is.
She's fucking great. I don't know why people talk shit on pop music. It's amazing.
Based on genres.
So let's go around the horn, and I want to hear from everybody. Not the style of music that's influenced you, but like, has there been a band or a musician that's influenced where you feel the essence of your music comes? Because each individual adds to the whole of the band. So, Roxx, you go first.
I can only pick one.
Well, we'll start. Okay, you get 2. You're the leader of the band. You get 2. Everybody else gets 1.
I think I love Courtney Love. That was my main influence since I was a kid. Like the fact that she would like step on stage with this raspy voice, comes out good or bad. She was always entertaining to watch, and the songwriting to me was top notch. I think I love like how soulful her music was without being, super intricate or complicated. Lately I've been a lot into Prince as well, just because I like the energy and I like a lot of the androgyny that he brought to the table. Plus, like to me, he was the best musician there was ever, and an entertainer at the same time. And those are not two things you can find easily. So I will say Prince and Courtney Love.
Okay, let's pass the mic.
For me right now, if I had to pick one, Kevin Parker, and it's always Kevin Parker because it always, dude, it's never gonna fucking change because he always did like just in a room by himself, bunch of instruments and gear and engineering and producing himself, and that's kind of really where I started to way before the bands, and now it's kind of evolved into a role of we produce ourselves and engineer ourselves right now. So all of like kind of my love for that whole world comes from listening to his albums when I was like 12, 13. There's a photo of him on the back of one of the records. There's like instruments all over the fucking place. It was sick. I was like, I want to do that. So yeah, that's my answer.
I feel like mine's kind of changed over time. Lately, it's been a lot of Queens of the Stone Age, kind of heavier alternative stuff I've been listening to. A lot of like riff-driven, kind of rhythm-driven stuff is really, really cool. Especially when they produce stuff, it's really interesting when they get into a studio and they love to fuck around with different effects and experiment and shit like that, which is I think really inspiring and cool. Been super into them. Like Songs for the Dead is one of my fucking favorite albums right now. I've been listening on repeat.
So my favorite would have to be right now Palais Royale. I've been constantly having them in my rotation. I really love the way they put themselves together and their imagery. That's a big thing with me personally. So that's seeing what they're taking from like where they came from and bringing it to what it is now. It's a really fun way to bring in different pieces of art into the music world. And that's
Great. So those are a fair amount of diverse influences that are helping you guys craft your music. How does songwriting work within the band? Where are the pieces coming from? Who's bringing what to the table, and how is it the sum of the parts?
I think like when you listen to our songs, you can actually hear what everybody brings to the table. Though, depending on the songs, when it's something that is more riff driven, is usually Jake's riff over there. If you hear something that's a little more popular and it has more like a little ballad, not ballad, but that regular pop song structure, is usually me with Chris. And like Devin is just adding his touch to the bass just now because like the last 3 releases I've been with him. So I think you're bringing like a very kind of 80s touch to the bass for some reason that I really like, but that's just my opinion. I don't know what you think about it though.
I agree.
I think it's just naturally he is like very 80s driven when he's writing bass. He don't even notice. That's my opinion though, but you'll hear.
So when you all get together, are you writing as a collective? Are you writing individually? Kind of what's the process for your creativity?
Songs structurally we write separately, and some others have been written all together. It's usually a matter of feeling. So sometimes you get an idea and you'll be like, hey, I got this idea. Can you play this riff for me? Let's get together. We play the riff and then we develop everything else. Sometimes it'll be a whole song already written structure wise, but then you come here and you make it richer with the band because everybody has their own touch. Sometimes will be a riff that be like hanging there for like what? Time Is Your Enemy was a riff that was in there in the inbox for like how many? Like 5 months? For 5 months. And we're like, we have a really good riff that I couldn't forget. Let's just work on that because I also had lyrics for that one. And then we were like, got together and put it together, added some parts and take some others off, and it just came out.
For people who are just learning about you, right? And Time Is Your Enemy is the latest single. What other songs should they start with, right? Because I know like on your website, you've got all your YouTube videos listed. What's you've got your Spotify, you've got songs on Spotify. Which other song, if someone was going to go backwards to introduce them to the band, is like the intro song that you're like, this one encapsulates who we are and it gives people the greatest flavor for who we are?
The More I Love, the More I Run. I fucking love that song, dude.
Why? Tell me why. Wait. Tell me why.
To me, it's just us at our most creative recorded at this point, and I just love how like ethereal it sounds. Like to me, it's kind of psychedelic, and that's kind of my favorite style of music, I guess too. I don't know. I just listen to it. And I'm like, fuck this. Goddamn, we killed that one.
I really like Birdie Like Woman though. That's probably my favorite of the releases. It's just because I feel it. I mean, it's more like my style, you know. In general, it's more a song that I listen. And I was like, oh, this feels a lot like something I will vibe to every day. It's also a dancey song, so anytime I listen to it, I get in a good mood for some reason. Even though it's weird to listen to yourself, like sometimes I want pop off and I'll be like, okay, the beat is good, and I really love the riff on that song. It's so catchy.
Mm.
I think 33 is a good transition from. Yeah. From especially from the song. Yeah, the riff is fucking awesome. The chorus is awesome. Yeah, that's it. It's a great song. Thanks, buddy.
So I'm gonna pick two because for me I would have said one of them's one I'm in. So originally it would be King Revolt because I feel like it has the most punch and energy and like overall dancey. It has like a little bit of everything in it, but Sexen is just a really hard hitter, and I love that song.
All right. So where does the inspiration for these songs come from? Meaning where are you all finding within yourself? How do you look toward the world to find inspiration to craft a song, right? Are you dreaming it? Are you paying attention to what goes on out in the world? Where do you find the inspiration for these songs?
That was kind of a hard question for me, at least, you know, because and not necessarily in my case, I go out in the world finding inspiration. I just feel like I be at some point doing nothing and see something and will spark something, you know. So it's like a little quick spark. You start by looking at something or hearing something, and then you get home and you're like, oh, I want to write about this, or I have this music coming up in my head, and then you sit down and it comes off out of you. So my inspiration process, I think, is I don't have an inspiration process. It just comes in.
I guess it also comes down to just like you just kind of live life, you know, and then whatever you're experiencing, you internalize, and then you just kind of get this feeling like you have to create something. Like there's been plenty of times where like I'll be writing a bunch of shit or I'll be recording a bunch of stuff and Roxx has nothing. And then you flip that and then she has a bunch of shit and then I have nothing. So then like whenever you feel that, you know, it's weird.
When he's not doing anything, I am very creative. When I'm creative, he's blocked. So it works. We're always like one works AM, one works PM.
Yeah, it's weird. It's kind of backwards, but I think it just comes down to just kind of living life, and you get that just kind of gut feeling that you have to go and do something.
So it's a bit of a yin and a yang, right? One person has the motor running and the other one's in idle, and the next thing you know, it flips.
Yeah, I think for me too, I get a lot of inspiration when we just get together. A lot of the times, like we'll be sitting together and just playing some bullshit. Yeah, I'll pick up a guitar and just feel something and just play it. And Rox's like, oh, that's fucking cool. Keep playing that. And then, you know, Chris has a cool drum beat over it. It's just, I don't know. Whenever we get together, it's kind of when I feel the most inspired. I just love you guys so much.
I don't really have much to contribute to that. I feel like everyone said it pretty well. I think a lot of the time when we're together is where my ideas come out. But like at home, you know, when you're just internalizing your life and all the moments you're dealing with, it happens there too. But I think more when we're all together, the feeling of the chemistry really brings it all out.
So you all decided to uproot yourself from Florida and move to Nashville. What have some of the challenges been for establishing yourself in Nashville, right? Have you faced any challenges getting gigs, finding new fans, finding your people, right? What are some of the things as a new band to Nashville that you've been working really hard at?
Well, I think personally, it hasn't been a challenging thing. More like just trying to set ourselves with the Nashville groove, though, because I feel like Nashville is like quick. You're working, you're making music, making music, and it just it's hard to catch up with everything, especially when you're moving. That you want to go outside and eat everything and like discover new things in the city. So I feel it's been more a matter of focusing the energy and the time that we have together, because we all have separate life and we're all establishing ourselves here as individuals. So I think the challenging part is like finding that perfect time to get together and see each other more. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, like Roxx said, I don't think it was necessarily like a big challenge to get completely involved in the Nashville scene. A big part of that too is just that everybody here is cool as fuck, and especially when we first moved here, we went out a shit ton, like a lot. Like me and Jake probably too much, but like almost every night, either getting drunk at a bar or going to shows or whatever, and then just meeting people and making friends. And thankfully, we've made some amazing friends that have helped us a lot and just helped us get onto shows because they liked what we were doing and vice versa. And so it's like you scratch my back, I scratch yours sort of thing. So we're just grateful to have the people kind of around us that we have.
We also have played good venues, and a lot of the people in the venues have done a lot of the work for us, like contact us back because they know we were new, and we also approach a lot of people, showing what we have. And fortunately, it's being well received from the people who's listening, and also from the people who's running the venues. So we have been able to get in shows with no problem. Of course, we always want more, and we're gonna be doing more places that we haven't done. But so far, so good.
Yeah. So let me ask you this, because everyone has a journey, and we're talking about where you find your inspiration and living, right? Each of you have had your own musical journey. Is there someone who has been your biggest inspiration or has had the greatest impact on your musical journey so far? It could be someone who taught you how to play. It could be your biggest supporter. It could be a family member or friend. Who's the person who's really been in your corner and supported your journey the best?
Can we say multiple or just one? Just okay, fine. I'll give myself one. My parents, because I literally would not be in music with, like, straight up. I would not. Like, yes, thank you, John. Thank you, Jen. Thank you, Mom and Dad. Yeah, no, my parents. They bought me my first drum kit. My dad was a guitar player, and he taught me guitar. My sister too, actually. She was a bass player. She taught me bass. They didn't mind at all when I was learning to record and banging on shit and making horrible sounding recordings at midnight. So they've constantly been in my corner. They didn't force me to go to college either. They were like, "You can do this."
I will add to that because John, Jen they have been like our biggest supporters.
Dude, my parents are the fucking shit.
They travel when we have good shows, like big shows. They travel. They make sure they're front row, and then you see his dad in front of the people, telling everybody that his son is playing drums. But he also promotes everybody else. He's not biased, but just Chris.
Dude, my mom has ran merch one time and got thrown up on while she was running merch. She changed her shirt, finished running the fucking merch. I was like, "Mom, you're badass. That's awesome."
She's the best. I honestly will say my girlfriend, Sully, has been like my biggest support since always. So, I mean, there's nothing else I can say. It's very important to have someone on your side and supporting you through and through, and also enjoying what you're doing and giving you good and bad feedback. Because everybody can give you good feedback, but having someone that give everybody in the band bad feedback, it's great. It just pushes through. Like, everybody's scared of the feedback whenever we're done,
Like whenever we finish a show, if I'm unsure how it went, I always ask Sully because she'll be dead honest. If she says it was a good show, then I'll be like, okay, now I can relax. But if she was like, oh, that was terrible, like, it was bad.
Yeah.
We all kind of look to Sully as soon as we get off the stage, not gonna lie.
I get a little nervous sometimes. She has a look, and I just like, okay, yeah, that was shit. Okay. Dude,
if she's smiling and dancing, I'm like, thank fucking God.
Have you put her in charge as band manager? I mean, is she running the show?
She runs like the audience part, because like if she like sets herself in the middle of the audience, and we look at her when she's dancing, the show is going good, and it's usually spot on. She's good with that. She has really good ear. When she's not, we all have we have to step it up, because at the end of the show, we're gonna get written up by this woman, So
I think we're all grateful for her role in that too, because it's important to have somebody around you like that. Like, you don't constantly want a yes man around you that tells you everything you touch is gold, because then you're never going to get better. Yeah,
I mean, I think you can surround yourself with some people who have for lack of a better term, toxic optimism, right? The problem is what do you learn when you're only getting positives all the time? Because we learn from our failures. Right. We learn from our failures more than we learn from our successes. It's overcoming the failures that get us that success. So in that vein, by that idea, for each of you, what's something that you've had to learn to overcome musically to become better? It could be something you wanted to master on your instrument, or how to write a song, something that you had felt that you knew that you had to overcome because it was a challenge for you, and has it made you better at what you do? Do you each have one of those?
Patience. Patience. It's really patience, and being in this band, I've gotten more used to, not used to, learning pedals more now, and that's been my growing and still learning process, and that's been like the only thing I've had to overcome for the most part. What about you?
I feel like I put a lot of effort into like learning how to solo better from the beginning till now. So I think most of our solos is just kind of my area to put forward what I can put forward, and I have to do what I can to make it as memorable as possible. And you know, it's a challenge a lot of the time, but I don't know, it's something I've think I've come a long way with, especially since the beginning. And I don't know, yeah. Thank you. And my tone sucks.
You can go. For me, it was just getting better at recording and engineering and the production side of things, and playing drums. Getting better at playing drums, yeah. I mean, playing drums and recording, I've done it forever, and I sucked at both for a really, really long time. So I feel like over time, just by the amount of shows we were playing, I actually got better. And then for the recording stuff, I just loved it so much. I wanted to be good and better at it, and eventually get to the point where we could record ourselves. And I feel like now we're at that point, which is a lot of fun. So yeah, that's been my overcoming thing.
Personally, I think you were always good at recording and doing all this stuff. You just no, but it's not overcoming. I think you just got better, you know, like every time you did something. But it's not like something that you were bad at. You know, it's just been like a growing thing for you. So, but that's my opinion. It's a compliment. On my end, I feel like the technical part of things. I'm such a non-technical person. Like I will jump on stage and plug a mic the wrong way, or like move the cable a certain way, or get somebody in the sound booth very mad, or I would plug in my guitar and would be very trebly, and I wouldn't mind what amp I'm using. Sometimes I'd be out of tune. I'm not very like cautious with these kinds of things. Like I don't have the best technique when I'm playing guitar either, even though I enjoy doing it. Like, but I feel like I learned a lot from Jake over there with the pedals and like how to set up my amp and all of that. Because all I really honestly like to do is performing and dancing and moving, and I feel the music. I'm not paying attention to anything else. But whenever everything is doing feedback here and there, or everything is getting tangled up, or the guitars are getting like twisted and damaged, it's definitely a problem, you know. But it's been a fun problem to have.
Hey, look, you get to go out and perform. That is a good problem. What, for someone who hasn't seen the band perform before, what can they expect from your performance, right? Like, what makes you guys magical on stage?
On a good day, I think our shows are very spontaneous. So there's a lot of things are impromptu for us. We do a lot of like variation on our sets all the time. You know, some bands play the same thing over and over. We play around with each other a lot on stage. Our shows are usually very fluid and very fast and like energetic. So like if you're there, you're gonna move, and if you don't move, you're gonna get called out. And if you get called out, you're gonna move after that, because like usually people end up enjoying it. Everybody's a little mad at the beginning, but after like 3 songs in, everybody's like having a fun time. We also don't offer just that. We also have good songs that you can sing to it and like dance to it, and do other things that are more chill if that's not your thing. So it's like I feel like we have a little bit to offer to everybody, you know, when we play a show. I don't know what you guys think.
Very rounded, but agreed.
Approved.
All right. Hey, look, everybody's voted for the same thing. We've got approval here. So let me ask you this question. This is an interesting one, because typically when I ask this question, the answer is I only remember what goes wrong. But the question is, has there been a moment with the 4 of you on stage at a show performing when you all just had this moment? You look at each other and you're like, everything is exactly the way it should be. It's perfect.
Revolt Fest, 100 fucking percent. We all spent maybe 3 months putting together a whole all day festival with like bands and drag queens and fire spinners. Yeah, it was like our like own like send off thing. Bunch of vendors. Shout out to Ceremony Brewing in Bonita Springs, Florida. But so all day, all of us are running around making sure the whole festival is running smoothly, and then all of our friends from around the state. And then
decorated the whole thing down. We put benders on it. We did a whole festival.
Oh yeah, it was so much fun, but stressful as hell. Running around all day, making sure everything's on time, and then finally we got on stage and it's dark. It's Halloween night. There's lights everywhere, and everyone's going fucking nuts. Everybody's in costume and stuff, smoking cigarettes and shit. It was fucking unreal. I staged dove for the first time. He did. We all staged dove for the first time. Actually, it was.
The energy was crazy because like a lot of people that liked the band for whatever reason, they were there because that was going to be our last Florida show for the moment. So everybody showed up with this thing like, we're going to enjoy this show because we're not going to see each other for a while. And we have people from other bands, we have fans from other bands, we have friends, we have other people that just know us for our music. We had a lot of people in there that was people from the brewery that was just having beers, and they all end up in the pit, and everybody's wearing crazy costumes. So there was this ambience of like, everybody was in the little mask and stuff. So everybody went crazy because everybody thought they were in like a little, hiding thing from everybody. They didn't know.
It was easily the highest energy show that we've ever played, and I think it'll be hard to top that. And then on top of that, we just all felt proud of each other and ourselves for just the event that we put on, and we felt like it was a great send off before coming to Nashville.
That's a great story. That's a really, really good story. I like that. You've put out a number of singles. What are the plans, if any, for an album? What's coming up on the horizon?
Well, we're going to be honest with you, though, because the thing is that we always write a lot of music and we record a lot of music and then we start releasing it. We did an album before and it felt like a little constraining thing, though, because a lot of what we do, we don't end up putting out because we write something that we like better, or we write something that feels more current to where we're at the moment. And putting an album is just like, put us just back in a little box if we can only play these songs. And if we're right, then we're going to make them wait for more music. Because unfortunately, like how things work right now is with timing. Everybody needs to be releasing everything every month and whatever. So we like the freedom that doing singles or EP actually gives you. Because you can work concepts and do different things and change your mind in the middle of it and just do something that feels more like you at the moment, if that makes sense.
It's also just like an attention span thing too. Like being realistic, if you find a small band on Spotify, are you going to listen to 3 full-length albums from them? Probably not. You're going to check out their first 3 singles. And then plus, if you have 12 songs in a record, you can span that over an entire year, a song a month. So now you have material for the entire year.
And there's so many songs that we do, and then we get a better song. We feel like, oh, I feel like this feels more like us right now, and we will release that instead. So I think that happened 3 times.
Yeah, I think it also just depends on the size of the band you are. Like there's the Hives are still releasing full-length albums, and we all love the Hives, and we'll listen to the whole thing. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's a level thing.
Well, I mean, do you feel from a creative standpoint that it gives you just a greater sense of freedom to do what you want by not having the constraints of doing an album, that you get a certain freedom in your creativity?
I think so at the moment, yes. To me, at least. I don't know everybody else, but to me, at least, because we get to experience with different things. Like anytime we put, if you check our releases, anytime we put something out, it will be a whole set of mind for us. Like we just change the visuals and change all of that, because at least to me, that's part of making a song great. Also, is giving people something to imagine and think about. It's more like a conceptual thing for me. I don't know for you guys.
I think it's also just between songs giving the listener a different sonic palette too. Like when we did our first full length, what annoyed me so much was everything was recorded the exact same way. So it was palatable in the exact same way from start to finish. Like there wasn't really any variation sonically, at least. So that's what I think is fun about singles too, is you have all that room to do something completely fucking different on one song and then do something completely different on the next one. On an album, it doesn't work out as well.
Okay. So, we've just hit the halfway point of the year. What's in store for the band for the remainder of 2025?
Oh, we have a new song coming out. Yes.
How often?
Sometime next month.
So what about, you're doing what, about a month, every other month you doing a song? Is that kind of your
We're
pace?
doing like depending, but every other month would be the ideal. Yeah.
Okay. So you got some more stuff. How about any touring planned for the fall? Any short runs? Any upcoming shows in the Nashville area? What have you got?
Yeah, well, basically, we're getting to know Nashville, so we have a few shows coming. Indie Luna, we're gonna do Basement East. We probably gonna hit the Underdog again, and we are looking forward to playing more venues, newer venues, and just playing with different bands. Because so far we have a selected group of people that we have met, but I feel like anytime we play a show, we meet more and more people. So
we're also always looking for the opportunity to open for bands that are bigger than us, and just trying to figure out how can we do that. Or if some man in a suit wants to give us a piece of paper to sign and give us $1 million and say you don't need to pay that back, then we'll go on tour.
Well,
oh yeah.
Okay, so let's use that as a jumping board for the next question, because you never know who's watching. You never know who's watching. So one of the things that we like to do here is put things out into the wild, into the world, because if you put good things out, you never know what comes back at you. And we know that people have seen the Hang and have shown up at shows. They go out and they buy music, things like that. So for each of you, and this one you get one choice. You each get one choice, because we could probably, because if you have 3, 4, 5, or 6 of these, we could go on forever. But if you had a chance as an artist to get in the studio for one day with one other artist to be creative, make music or some sort of art, whatever, who would it be and why?
His name is Jeremy Ferguson. He owns a studio here in Nashville called Battle Tapes, and I just love his ethos for recording and how he works with other artists and just the sounds that he gets and his contributions to their songwriting. I think he's just an absolute genius, and I would love to just be a sponge and soak up everything that he does.
To be honest, I think I would love to work, like right now I know she's touring. It sounds cliche, but I think I would love to work with Joan Jett and Linda Perry, like both at the same time. Just because I feel it will be like a crazy experience. I will learn so much from everybody there. And I would love Courtney Love, but I don't think she's making any music right now. So I think Linda Perry and Joan Jett will be ideal. I will die. Yeah.
One. I might just go with my pick from earlier and say Palais Royale again, because they're touring all over the world right now, and to be at that point is something I think we're all inspired to get to. We're all inspired by seeing other artists in the rock community doing that. So I think that would be a big one for me right now.
I would pick, his name's Ty Segall. He's one of my favorite artists since high school. He's kind of very garage rock heavy guy, but I just love a lot of his studio recordings and just the way he's evolved over time too. He started out super stripped down, 4-track cassette tape thing, and now he's completely different style, and he's evolved over time doing a bunch of different types of things. So it'd be super cool to work with him.
All right. So if anyone knows Ty, Palais Royale, Joan Jett, or any of the others mentioned, now's your chance, because all the links to get in touch with the band are going to be down below. Use your network, call your friends. You never know who knows who. Share the video, and maybe one of them will get a chance to work on a dream collaboration. It's super important, and we are big believers here at The Hang to support your artists. What does that mean these days? Buy your music. Yes, Spotify is a thing, but there is no way that Roxx Revolt is going to go on tour when they get a 38-cent payment from Spotify. It's just not going to happen. They need you to go out and buy their music, go to their shows, buy their merch. They have a link tree that you can go to that has a ton of different links. And again, they'll be down below. So support them as artists, because art just doesn't happen for free, right? And the work and the effort that they're putting into it, they deserve to have the support of fans, new fans, to really help them get to where they want to go. And for what it's worth, that does take money. So please go out and support them. on that note, what we try to do here also is kind of share an artist that you may be listening to that you really enjoy. It could be a new artist. It could be another band you've met. It could be an artist from 30 years ago, but it's like, it's your relaxation music. It's your meditation music. It's your gym music. It's your dog walking music, whatever. Is there from each of you one artist that you kind of have in a playlist that you're listening to now that you really love? And why is it there? Why do you love them? What is it about them that makes them special? Roxx?
Okay. Right now, off the top of my head, I've been listening to a lot of Hombres G, which is Argentinian rock. And I don't know, I've just been vibing to them lately. I know them since I was a little kid, and I kind of grew up listening to them. But right now, when I move into Nashville, I feel like it clicked more on me, and it's been like a huge influence, and it's been on my playlist every single day since I'm here. Hombres G. Hombres G. HOMBRESG.
Recently I've been listening to a band called Broncho a lot. I think they're from like Oklahoma or something like that, but they're really cool. It's like psychedelic garage, but kind of done in a different style I haven't heard before, and it's sexy music. That's what I call it. It's sexy music. Again, I like it a lot.
I like that.
I've been listening to a lot of Alice in Chains lately. I've always known about them, but I kind of recently super dived into them with the past 2 years, and just listening through their whole, albums and everything. That's it.
Yeah. I've been rediscovering Asian Kung Fu Generation again. I've loved them for a very long time, since I was very young, and their music came up randomly, and then now I'm literally have basically all their music on my music playlist thing now. So yeah,
I think that's awesome. And now I have bands to go out to listen to. I mean, the greatest thing that we can ever do is share what we love with one another. So I appreciate you all coming up with an artist that you're really enjoying, especially that Argentinian rock. I am checking that out. Everybody should go and check out music, support your musicians, and help them help you, right? Help them help you with the music they bring to you that you love and enjoy, that brings happiness to you. And we share a lot of happiness that way. So I think this is a great, everyone, it's been great getting to know you. Roxx, Devin, Jacob, and Chris, thank you for joining me today. Everybody, please support the band. If you're in the Nashville area, be on the lookout. Their website and links are going to be below, so you can find out where they're playing. Go out and check out Roxx Revolt and the Velvets. For sure, you got to check them out. Also, thanks for showing up, hanging with us, enjoying what we do, supporting us. And everybody.
Gracias.
Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you.
Good to meet you all. And until we see each other again, we'll hang again soon. Bye for now.
Absolutely. Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.